Greetings, YouTube. So it seems that the United Arab Emirate doesn't have enough actual military forces to suit their needs. So they decided to put together a privately funded mercenary unit. And who have they hired to do this? One Erik Prince, who owns Blackwater, which is the old name. The new name is it Z now? It's XE, so I don't know if that's Z or she. Regardless, it was a name change, and hopefully to try to separate his connection to the former name Blackwater, because Blackwater got a really bad reputation in the Middle East. Now, I'm not a big fan of armies in general, but armies funded by a government for the purposes of defending themselves or defending allies, I can live with. They have a functional purpose. But mercenaries, I've always had a problem with mercenaries. It seems like it's a really convenient way to, outsource your particular brand of violence. If you want to have something done, but you don't want it ending up on some news item, or you don't want to have to sign off on some bill, or have your name attached to some vote, just hire a mercenary, and they'll take care of that little problem for you. I also bothered by the fact that people who are mercenaries get paid a whole lot more money than national troops who do the exact same job, except the national troops tend to be more moral and ethical because they actually have to follow things like the Geneva Convention. I do realize that they break this on occasion, but for the most part, most troops abide by it. Mercenaries are not held by any such compulsion. So I don't like mercenaries. Never have. I doubt I'm ever going to. Now, this man, Erik Prince, is a U.S. citizen helping to set up a private mercenary army in the United Arab Emirate. Now, what happens if some point in the future American troops find themselves in a position opposing a mercenary unit created by Mr. Prince? Do our forces fire on people who might be U.S. citizens? Do the mercenaries, who may well be U.S. citizens, fire on American troops? It seems to be just a little gray in my book. Now, if you want to do this kind of thing, apparently there's nothing stopping you. But I really think that we should make sure that we are not supporting this kind of thing. And by allowing this man to have his business here in America, building an army in another nation that could potentially harm American citizens or American service personnel seems a little strange. If you want to go out into the world and become a mercenary madman, I guess you can. If your desire is to end up becoming Cobra Commander, I guess there's nothing stopping you. But I don't think that any country should want to take you into their bosom and say, okay, you're still our citizen. This guy wants to do this? Let him become an expatriate of all nations. He can go live on a boat somewhere out in the ocean without a nation of any kind. Because I don't think that we should be giving him the benefits of being a U.S. citizen when he's in the business of selling death. Not figuratively selling death. Not, like big tobacco sells death, or American military-industrial complex sells death because we buy their weapon. No. This guy sells direct death. People pay him to kill other people. I don't think the U.S. should be supporting that. I don't think we should let this guy remain a U.S. citizen. But that's just me. I realize that I have a minority opinion here because I don't believe that we should be monetizing death. We kill each other enough as it is, folks. Doing it open and above board for cash is something usually frowned upon by civilized nations. I mean, in America, if you hire someone to commit a murder, the murderer goes to prison, and guess what? You're going to be charged along with them. So explain to me how this guy's any different. He is brokering death for a living. Why should we support him? Why should we endorse his behavior by letting him found his company, his corporation, here in the U.S.? Because I know he has at least one training center, and I believe he attempted to open one in San Diego as well. So tell me, do you think we should be supporting mercenaries in America? Do you think that mercenaries serve a useful purpose in the world? I'd be interested in knowing.